Hello, everybody. Time for some YouTube. Wait, what? Oh yeah, try not to laugh. Okay. Sorry, like that's started for some reason. I don't know why. It's weird. Anyway. First, we'll start off with some Marlon Webb.
I'm Marlon Webb, and I was an addict for over 7 years. Today marks my 8th. I guess I'm searching frisky now. Okay. Introducing the all-new Nissan Maxima. How the fuck? Where am I? Really? Hey, friends and friends. I wanted to. At ITT Technical and then let's wrestle. Yeah, let's wrestle. Let's switch bodies. All right. Whoa, this is awesome.
Tia, please.
Yeah, you nigga.
Need money for weed.
Yeah, you nigga.
He
Can I get a
gives
small
it to him.
One large. I said small.
The girl is persistent, she ain't stop, man. She said she won't do it. I keep the perk by the time the truth say.
That's fantastic. Nothing possibly go wrong. You can go on the street and suck some dick. Well, then I guess I'll go with that. You nigga, stop.
Also, it's Angry Potato Egg. It's my goddamn birthday.
Like a shit! Ah! Put the money in my face! Nigga, this is weird! What happened to the milk? The milk got a bag! Switch to G Harmony, where smashing O's has never been easier. Thanks, G Harmony. Oh, what? That's your candy? Yeah! I am the one, your son don't need it. Let's go! He's a stop again! I said you're down! What the hell? Oh my god! It's slowly Alan.
Yeah. Down a bit. We'll be able to hear it. Or hear us. It's me. Yeah, that's right. You can't see it.
Hey, supper's ready.
They can.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to actually eat or did you want to cut? Stop being a fucking bitch. Wait, what? Hey, big man.
Yeah, that's it. I gotta go. I'm gonna go freeze that spot fly.
Arrow from the other side.
One. What? Georgia. Yeah. What's it? I know. Okay. What? Wait, what face is that?
Yo, Mr. Black, what are you cooking?
Kissing. Oh my god.
Pick up some heat. I got a new plate open, nigga. Hey, fellas, Jack, get out of that bed. I swear to God. Mirror, I'm the gangsters, motherfucker! Come on! You nigga. That's what those you bitch!
For modern web vibes, I am going to allow cursing.
Take this nigga, come with us. Come on! Due to your wife's broken hip, unfortunately, she won't be able to walk again. Yeah, she gave her a headache. We know. These are robbers! Oh, shit! What the fuck are you doing? I'm setting this up. Oh, no! I got you, homie. Alright, bitch.
Yeah, anyway, I'm allowing cursing for this.
Shit, right, bitch. I'm from the other side.
Yay! What is it in here? What is Betty?
This is romantic. He struggles against the ladies, forgetting the breeze in my well-below Mercedes. Okay, Mowgli, they want you on stage.
Why are you doing that?
And this isn't just symbolism. I actually date trash bags. I'm gonna fuck this trash bag.
Proof.
Snoop Dogg! Your bars suck, pussy! What you say about my name? Shit, why? I got my water bottle everywhere. You know why I pulled you over? Oh, Chris.
This is wasting milk.
Try that. Not that easy. Here's the way to swim you up your feet. Drop the drop. It's a pain. I got that weed car. Shit.
I'm gonna play the game, man. Go. They can play it.
It's not what you did.
Oh.
Can I help you? I want to bang you. Okay. Yes. Father, the bishop's dead. Who will take his position? Next highest priest. I believe I can fly.
Sensation.
Were you starving for your ex-friend's house? Where are you? And I'm so sorry. Fucking asshole!
Oh, bitch.
Yeah, fucking asshole! Can I go that way? No. Why not? The one. What's that? It means you can only go one direction.
Oh my god! Oh my god! By the way, I did the dare. My teacher said you can dance if it makes you happy. I died of laughter. And how are you commenting on this? It's the last messages from the deceased.
I'm coming back on my worst behavior.
I'm drowning! I'm drowning right now! Do you ever have those I hate people days? You just want to kill everybody, and then you actually do it? I'm so sorry! You know what to do with that big fat butt? I don't, because I sure don't.
Let it go. Let it go.
I can't hurt the poop anymore.
My chicken. You turned it called the dark side. Well, why do we got to call the dark side? Why couldn't it just be the galactic taxes? Alright, I'm out. So cry if you need to. I can't stay. Get somebody sexy down. Hey. 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 Hey.
Let's take it back.
Nigga, please. Teach him how to be the man. No.
And people died in the Bronx last night due to a fire that killed 10 people in the Bronx.
It's you, boy. Gone.
We almost had it. Gotta be quicker than that.
What you want?
Just clean up.
Go. Alright, you good?
What? I ain't gonna clean up, dog. Where am I?
Darth Vader, you are the father.
Can I win with your emergency? Is it the victim?
Run.
The first one.
Good evening, children. I brought candy.
You know why I'm here. You know I drank a beer. You know I got drunk and hit a deer because I can't steer. What y'all doing? Y'all chilling. Just chilling. Yeah, me too. Is this how it's selling on our black cuz? Hey son, come on out and open your gifts. No thanks, I'm doing heroin. You? I know, get back. Oh! So what does Hey, stupid.
Yay.
Nigga, I was running.
Wait.
Well, I rest sure. But only if you choke me. I ain't want no trouble. No! Stop it! It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. A beautiful day for our neighbors. Would you be mine? When someone doesn't like your hair, you just be like, thank my bill. Who's your daddy? Me, Neil. What does the fox say? White people love this.
Yeah. It's Harry Potter.
Is he on the bus?
Yeah.
There's a like this racist thing. Oh,
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. A beautiful day for our neighbors.
stop white or something.
Oh god, that's stupid.
When you told you to blonde kid.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
My boyfriend's gonna kill me. What?
My leg. My leg.
Well, I'm sorry. We're all out of chicken.
I don't care. Yeah, I'll take you. Whoa. I need help. Sure.
Oh my god! It's a balloon. It's balloon boy. Yeah, pass.
That's a fair workout.
Never mind.
Never mind. They almost drowned when I voted. But I got one of my
You can come tomorrow. Around the house if you want. You can come tomorrow.
Yeah.
When he fails.
What is your list? He's like one dance. Nigga, what?
How did you know that?
I don't know.
Just a small town girl.
Bitch.
Living in a lonely
I
world.
love you, bitch.
What Malone is our savior. What Malone is our savior.
I'm allowed to sit on your bed.
No.
Shit.
And my shit is still on the phone, playing with like claps.
Word, nigga. Where are you staying? Get that, son. You like that? Oh, you like that?
Kinda.
Say something.
Yeet.
I'm giving up. Go on! What? It's right there!
Nothing was the same.
It's us in the house, girl.
Have to go in the shower.
Big hands for the start.
Right?
Oh, that's not
I had the baby.
That's great, honey.
Okay. Can I point out that emojis have took it too far? Look at this one is. I don't know what. Look at this one is. I don't know what that one is, to be honest.
Move it back a bit.
This is athletic! He struggles to lift the weight, but I don't know to keep me in shape.
Cancer. Way too far. What's Harry Potter too? He's drunk.
We did!
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
This is the most beautiful night! They got helmets on their head!
But I got one alone in shame.
I need some light this way to dawn.
The sister. The
Your
brother.
mother. Your mother.
The father.
Your father again.
The brother again. Get him.
I was shut up!
It's all good, bro. You're an exhibition fraction. Yeah, man.
Come on, man. I'll be up. You please.
Still illegal.
What? Detective.
Detective.
Stuck in some ass. Caught a shady aftermath. You're full of Nigga, I was running.
Let me say this.
Go on a different one.
So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with staying in the back street? You never know if you don't go.
Why are you letting your life pass you by? Get off the couch, look out the popcorn, put on a shirt, stop by. Oh, yeah.
Say something, I'm giving up.
$1 will save a child.
I'll donate $1.
Oh my God!
And look at Randy Orton slithering. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
I don't know who you are.
Go there, beat.
They're coming. Get out of there! Abort! Just abort!
You go to the
be quicker than that.
I eat pears.
I fell down the stairs. I hate when nobody shares.
Nipple hairs.
Walking backwards with ass, calling everyone the rest. Yeah, boy,
Good evening. You too? Who's this?
I'm like, hey, what's up? Come on. I just want a chair, maybe someone of alone.
What was that? Today we're going to talk about Netflix. Why would we learn about either of those things? Maybe if you were pussy, you'd know.
Let it go. You want it back? You're gonna dance. This nigga think he's gonna hide from me. I'm gonna find this fool today.
I'm worried about your violent session. Leave me alone. But Mom. Hey!
Hey! What are you doing? I'm standing, nigga. Can I go to sleep? Yeah, go to sleep.
Oh my god, it's so mysterious.
This nigga came from the what? One more time. Woo! We should not have made him do it. Yeah, we're terrible friends.
What do you think happened?
That ain't none of my business, but he's Jay, you know, again. But editing.
Someone made you pull down your pants and cough? What? Can I help you?
I'm looking for some pussy and some cum and some butthole.
Nigga, you were in the woods.
Hey, I'm traveling, homie. What you mean I'm traveling, nigga? Hey, you want to see that? It's right over there.
That's messed up.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll stay on the video.
Yeah, where we going?
You can after this. Tell us this. Yeah. Yeah. So you can come out tomorrow if you want.
I've been naughty this year.
Yeah.
Oh,
Aiden's got a drone for his birthday. You can test it out if you want.
like that?
Yeah. Yeah, obviously.
Oh man, let me tell you about this chick. It's fresh, never frozen. Try roasted chicken. Oh,
What about how loud it is?
This ain't the White House.
I can make it.
Sure. No.
Start the assignment. Not you, Marlon.
Oh, okay.
Handwritten essays due tomorrow.
I can't do this. How to be friends the right way.
You guys are cool, Augie, too.
How to be friends the wrong way. I killed my friends. Death doesn't even matter, my cousin.
Kid. Let's cut the Chris on the scene.
Free fried chicken.
Detective, shall we bless some evidence?
Man, I haven't found it yet.
You want some evidence?
I'm gonna get you. Everybody get down. Get down.
Where they at, though?
That's a girl workout.
It's time.
To work out.
It's my money and I need it now.
My money and I need it now.
It's not my money, but I still need it.
Got somebody sexy, tell 'em.
Hey! 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 Hey!
Yeah, Choppy!
It's the most beautiful thing I ever seen. Then I asked my home. Man, I want him alone! Yes, nigga! I rescued him.
I'm different, yeah, I'm different. I'm different, yeah, I'm different. I'm different.
Why are you always looking at a box? You mind your own business. Stuff is ready. What, leftovers again? No. Chipotle.
Oh.
Forget this chicken cart.
0 to 100. Proactive. Changed my life. Proactive doesn't work for black people.
This dude's gonna walk right now. Let's get this fool. This is a great day to be alive.
Can you still see the screen?
Hey, what's up, bro? What's up, Dora? What's up, Dora? I had a beautiful dream. And one of my own. What's that mean? Oh, my family's dead. It's all you, bro. You're the easy rat shot. That's really yeah. When white people go to country fest, when black people go to country fest, we didn't go to country fest. How to make money in Worcester. Step 1, go to your nearest pawn shop with a valuable piece of code. Step 2, rob it. Rob the pawn shop. Abercrombie and Fitz for bros. This isn't gay. I think. I don't know.
I wanna be drunk when I wake up. Would you like to donate?
That's okay. Nick! I told you both, I don't know anything.
Thank you, miss.
Hold up. This how we deserve. Oh, you're so handsome. How old are you?
Don't put it up here. Don't put it up here. I don't want to break it. I told Georgia that you've got a drama.
My bad. How we doing, friends? Oh, trees. Hashtag Chris on trees. Hashtag Chris on trees. Hashtag Chris on trees.
Now let me show you said drone. Boom! Look at this thing.
Don't know how much it was. Family got it us, so.
This is good. Okay, continue. Oh, and another feature is, yeah, it shoots.
And it was so blooming hard to get together.
Actually, no, it's a bigger part. So I thought like you didn't need the bubble thing.
Join us again. We went too far, nigga. Back up the drive, nigga. Nigga, you want the getaway driver? Get away. I look like a woman with a secret that was told. Niggas don't be shitting me for my real name is Joe. Put your hands up, man. I have drugs. Really? Is that Michael? You get it. You was right. That's it, Florian! Y'all thought I don't want him alone and stand. But I got to see my pumpkin hair.
How to be weird. Hashtag how to be weird.
What is up? This nigga Dingleberry only
No, you have that.
See you next year.
Replacing the with man, she said she want me. I got the perk by the time the truth late.
Y'all need to get out. Okay.
You're what, girl?
Straight out of Woodship, a real crazy nigga named
Still warm. Really must be close.
Run, nigga, run! Good evening.
Here we have it.
We have reason to believe that you didn't do it.
Forefront again.
I've already seen this one. Do I go to something else now?
I was done. I'll take notebook papers, stick it out like lava.
Let's get it.
Hey, boys. Oh, yes. Even Minder's with an easy big oven. Comes to whipping pot. Whip it in your kitchen, just like your favorite taco. Whipping pot!
Hello again.
Never mind. Got gangs talking about where they from. Face over. Y'all ain't been with it up. We are. Same game.
You're all set.
I didn't mean to cash them up to get you next time.
What?
Nigga! Ain't nothing to it. Gangsta rap make me do it. That's the hit? Wow! 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 I'm so freaking ready! These hoes ain't Laura. Wow! These hoes ain't Laura. What do you mean? It's just relaxing. Turn to the sound of thunder. But I got one of my own to do mouth number.
Go, boys. Run, boys. Run, boys. Go, boys. Yeah, I mean, you already wrote, boys.
That's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. They're serving in my home. You're ready out of one of my own. Castle.
Hi, guys.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
I'm just here for I won't get behind. I'm just here because I'm mentally behind. I'm just here because cats are kind.
I shall disappear.
Close your eyes.
There goes KK now. Help!
Oh, no.
We've got an underdog.
Oh, hello. I didn't know niggers could read. Hello, chocolate boy.
Hold up. Bring up that chocolate.
Rapid doesn't go to the club you like.
What's funny about this is because I'm driving, I could kill everyone.
The guitar represents my passion, free spirit.
All right, DJ, drop that beat. Yeah, yeah, Oh, money. What? What? I so many things.
Plastic, stop.
You grab 12 one now, will ya? There's only one left, guys. I'm gonna fucking set you on fire. Game's off, nigga. When a fire starts to burn, right? Predictably, man.
Sorry about the mess. It's cold outside.
No, not you, Tim. Nigga, I am a cop. We dead, Alvin. What would happen? Say what? You don't. You got stop killing our friends. Made us smile, nigga. Good, nobody. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Oh, Alvin, good job. This is hot tennis!
She showers with Pantene.
But I want alone to be me for you. Are you crazy? We dance each other's heroin. That's not what I was gonna say. Good evening. This is the most beautiful day! They got helmet!
Now it is time for toss. Sanders.
Just put vines.
Almost went there for Thomas and Friends. What's over there?
Face and feast, screw my face to the in this series. I'll be getting up.
Stick yourself. Oh, Heather means family. Look at the bike. That's my seat. There's no assigned seat.
I always sit there.
It's his seat.
There's nothing to eat. Guess we're just gonna have to have some takeout. Am I right?
No.
What?
You want a drink?
Just water. No. Then I robbed a bank.
Thomas.
Here.
Thomas.
Here.
Brandon.
I'm trying to finally get myself in shape. Oh yeah. These birds are angry.
Did everybody get their $500 textbooks?
Yes.
Start to chapter 7 and start reading.
First.
Great. Now you don't need it for the rest of the year.
Oh, that makes sense.
Go! Sorry, you in a rush?
Help!
Where's the danger?
There!
Hi, I'm your guidance counselor. I'd like to talk to you about your plans for the future.
Nope. Here it is. Go. Say, use waterfall. Sing along.
Hello from the other side. I must have.
Yes, that was fun. Do it again.
Okay, give me the toy.
No, the toy's mine. Throw the toy.
I need the toy.
Throw the toy.
Give me the toy. I hate everything.
The password must contain a capital letter and 5 numbers, 3 question marks, the sloop emoji, the name of your firstborn son, 2 Greek letters. Batman symbol.
Today I'm going to show you how to put this meatloaf in the oven and in just 30 short minutes. I burnt my entire house to the ground. So,
Your life will end.
being better than you ever dreamed of, because you're a star. They shimmer.
You're still watching. This is the 13th episode. It's a beautiful day. Go outside. Cycling.
My foot is asleep. You know what you need to do.
It's gonna be so bad when it wakes up.
While you were gone, you missed 3 exams.
Really?
And 20 homework assignments.
Okay, I'm gonna be right back. Then I flew myself right into the sun.
Story time. She never even knew her shirt had a hole. Lot of style. How tall are you?
6'4".
How tall are you?
I'm 5 foot 2 inches and 3/4. I will destroy you.
Story time. He was very handsome, and all the ladies that looked at him fell in love. The guy that was walking him was okay.
Today I'm gonna be productive.
What do you mean?
That's right. I'm gonna finally install these updates.
Does you have to restart the computer?
No, never mind. I used to get migraines. Then I got death. Side effects include vomiting, dizziness, chest pains, diarrhea, death, and even worse, migraines. What? What?
What? It is! It is him!
I'm You give the news app. But my pictures of treasured memory. Trash them. Okay.
I bombed this test.
Okay, look, we all did that. I got
97.
Okay, I think I'm gonna be okay.
Seriously, I'm so tired.
What?
Dealing with my fake friends.
I'm never fake with you.
I literally made fun of this conversation.
You're right.
You know, I can read minds.
Really?
I'll show you.
Don't break it!
Yeah, I got a lot going on.
Chris, you're in a arrest for robbery. Wait, no, but what did I steal?
And that's how we met.
Aww.
And the roommate being voted out of the apartment. Steven, you don't stop playing the freaking drums, dude.
Thank you, sir. You're welcome, Stuart. Nathan, Doc, what's up? You guys are good at this guy. Perspective. Fuck, who's that you in this dude?
Hey, just saying hey. Hey, see me closing the door?
Hey, there's food downstairs.
And now for the weather, who's our weatherman, Al. Al?
It's gonna be hot!
Thank you, Al. This guy's
Climate change!
so you're a transformer?
Yes, young human.
Well, let's transform! Kind of disappointing.
Yeah, I know.
Did you wash the dishes? Oh, yeah. Did you read my story?
No.
Did you want the rest of my food?
Yes, I would like that.
Hey, can I ask you something?
I'm in trouble. What did I do? Did I do something wrong? No, I didn't. Yes, I did.
Did I?
Yeah, sure. Wish I had some cool clothes. Perhaps I could help. My wallet's not.
No one's answering? I guess I'll have to call on someone.
Get down!
42? Wrong.
They got Gino! Sam Flash, go! So quick.
Great. Just gotta make some adjustments. There. It's perfect. Oh, relax, darling. Daddy's got it.
Do you know how fast you are?
You're in trouble! Time for bed.
How about a bedtime story?
Yes! Happily ever after.
Yay! Okay, night-night. Will you make me the happiest man in the world? And I'll be bed drunk.
Yeah, Bucky! Dude, remember how scared you were of those doors? Well, you remember when you got seasick all over your Little Mermaid?
This was the first time you ever kissed a girl.
We're almost to Mordor.
Sweet. This calls for a game of hide and seek.
How did you...
It's getting colder.
Yeah, we just got him. He's a puppy. He's a sweetheart, though. He loves people.
It's my time. Disney Friends with friends.
Sky's falling!
Don't blink it now. I curse you to never have children.
Oh, it's fine.
Just adopt. And I changed the Wi-Fi password.
That awkward moment when your girl gets you a side chick.
You gonna put it back?
No! It's adorable and I love it and it's mine.
I know that's right. Oh, baby. Get ready for some chocolate thunder.
Story time. Just like all the other flowers in this garden, she was just as exquisite.
Shut up.
Coughing, go! You smart. There she is. My love, I come for you.
Nah, bro, this place got Wi-Fi.
It's so fast.
Right?
Well, I better go. It's going to go just like, oh yeah, like her.
Sounds good.
Right. Also, story time. After months of research, she concluded that in 50 years, all men would be extinct. Hey guys, I'm not really feeling it today, so why don't you just sit there and
Let me tell you about the omelet!
time for some patriotic activities.
Fireworks? No!
Filming tea. It's not hot tea. Hi!
Did they see us?
I hope not.
Are they gone? I hope so.
There you are. Come play with me.
No. We have a paper due and we have to get past level 40. How did I get here?
Don't question it. Oh my goodness, look at this sand. The floor is amazing.
Oh, are you sleeping in here? I think he's sleeping in here.
Story time. With this final bag, she had completely disposed of the body.
Oh my cover.
To talk to a customer, please press 1. Send. Okay.
Cool.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you're gonna have to get a ticket.
Thanks for the tickets, bro. Yeah, this is gonna be rough. Right.
Do you remember everything?
Yes.
Put on deodorant. Let's go.
Not bad. Look.
Water, earth, fire, air.
Really? One of these men forgot to check their flies. That man was me. These three were fine. It's fine. The sweetest thing on this thing is you. She likes me.
Just a spoonful.
Okay, oops, the medicine. Yeah, I'm still gonna eat this. Story time. It was common law that a flower be presented to the loveliest lass.
Well, and of course that's me.
We're getting pulled over. Quick, put these on.
License and Bridget. What? Nobody's here! Who opened that? Devil car! Devil car!
Can I borrow a pen? Really?
exciting, Thomas.
What a beautiful, what the talking bird!
You can't escape us.
All right, who's happy to be back?
Absolutely no one.
Let's get that out of here. Oh, lucky Clover! Guys, guess who's lucky? You okay? Clover's fine. Oh, what a lucky Clover. Dude, that was a howler. Wait, I think you're really pretty! Disney brings. Puppies! Oh, you know you love it.
Yeah! Well, stop.
Hey!
Hey, what are we doing?
Yeah. Look at him not watching where he's going. Watch this. Oh, well, that didn't work. Cute. There is the sleeping prince, the most precious infant you've ever seen.
Dude, I don't know how I got an A. There's only one explanation.
Parents!
Or I studied.
Yeah, we're that. Story time. The two were models, and they loved to stroke their stuff. Sorry, it's PG-13. What were you thinking? You'll need these. Yes, sir. Surprise!
I love it!
Ta-da! I'm Brooke.
It'll print anything.
Anything? I'm in the future! You'll never have her. And why is that?
I just can't even.
We've been hacked, so we gotta make a move. Ready, men? Fire! C9!
Miss.
Stupid! Hey, bro! How you doing? What you reading? Story time. The ladies congregate here every day to scope out the...
He's shouting, you're gonna freaking make just poke your friend's death.
Ladies congregate here every day to scope out the...
Katie, this laptop doesn't pick up sound very well.
I don't know.
My tablet, so I have to turn it off.
Oh.
Right? You understand me, you sassy lassie. Get over here. We're friends, right? Of course. You're always gonna be there?
Always.
Good. Is there some dishes in the sink?
Gotta go, sorry, bye.
Now they all know. And now for the weather with our weatherman, Al. Al? Gonna rain! Thank you, Al. Who hired that guy? Disney Bricks with friends. I'm gonna rain!
Oh my. Oh, God.
Joke time. No.
There?
It's your best friend, Stewie Griffin. And he's always gonna be there for you. All right, Stewie. I got you now. Please, Dad, man. Well, I got your boy. Wait, what the? Pikachu, go!
Hey, what's up?
You shocked. Enemy was confused.
What?
All right, kids, nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah.
Say goodbye to the house kids. Now, honey, there's nothing under your bed. You've got nothing to be afraid of. Something moved.
Will you say goodnight to me?
Go save yourself! What's this? Like you. Merry Christmas. Sometimes I just don't understand what this teacher is teaching us. Am I crazy? Who else here's a whore?
What are you gonna do with your life?
No. What do you want?
Be a dancer?
Story time. The lad decided to do the honorable thing and share his treat with Mother. Oh.
Seriously?
Ah!
I want to go on.
You don't have to take the final.
Totally worth it, guys. Mr. Mudd, go! He's very. Ah! No. Get out of my face! Get out! Who took my food? Jason! That was me 10 minutes ago. I was not, but friendship is more important. That was me 15 seconds ago. Screw it. Jason! Another beautiful day. This woman is my destiny, she said. Story time. How does it feel for the narrator to become the narrated? Very awkward.
I bet she likes this one. Look at what she's saying. I want to know.
Are you seriously oblivious to the chat? Pokemon Battle Scores. I know Pokemon Battle Scores.
World domination.
Wait, look, I can know the distance. We have arrived. We're coming, yeah. Were we ever that young? Yeah.
Can you guys
Okay.
Never mind, I got it. Get the bushes.
All right.
Done. Thanks for your help.
Happy birthday.
I handled it. I had to do everything around here.
Double.
That was my first heartbreak.
For today, kids, I'm bringing back that time. No, that time. We have 10. That time. They were having a lovely time, and then all of a sudden, a duck flew above them, and it was beautiful and majestic.
Oh, hey, Thomas. Hey, I was just at the store.
You have on
You're
show.
doing great. Well,
No.
those would be good, right?
Oh yeah, bye. Nidorino, go. You flatter. You have beautiful eyes.
So that's Pokemon things?
Yeah, it is.
Not very effective.
The young man sat there drinking his grape juice. I am a god, Brandon. You have been to my will. Honey, you've got 3 exams, 2 projects, and 4 essays to worry about. I don't think you really have to.
Also,
Hey, you're upset.
dominated two. Just with that.
Then why should the building chip like a gigantic tea?
Didn't think about that.
I lost you once, but I will search far and wide, and I will not stop until...
Found it. Why is the remote all the way out here, Becca? Hi.
Hi.
Discussion of interest.
Agreed.
Humorous joke.
Good remark.
What your response?
TV?
Sure. Marry me?
Sure. Woohoo.
Simon says touch your nose. Not touch your ear. Simon says, I got my name legally changed to Simon this morning, so I did say. You lose! You're losing! Whatever. Hey! Quiet! It's too loud! Hey, nighttime self? Yeah, morning self. Did you go to bed earlier? Nah, I don't think so. I'm literally due 4 hours from now. I'm miserable. There's a new episode of Scandal.
You ready?
Let's do it!
Wasted.
Come on, get up.
Can't, I'm dead.
No, you're not.
Son, you have a Roman nose.
Shelly?
Yeah, it's Roman all over your face.
Oh!
Why do you want this job? Because, please, do you have a resume? Sure do. Any references? Please. Hey, kitty. Hey, good kid. I am good. Why? I suddenly hate you. Is that going any slower? Come on! What, you gonna hit me? No, you're not gonna hit me. That's right. All right, it's the first day of school, so let's just lay back and introduce ourselves. All right, here's your assignment. These are your books. 200 bucks each. Homework is due tomorrow. Test is Friday. You'll never catch me.
So no one told you life was gonna be this way.
Oh, come on. Seriously? I only have a certain amount of those, and I have to use them smartly and wisely. Guys, I just got paid. Let's spend it all tonight. Yeah! Where's Sarah? Sarah's fine. I just thought of something funny. She's right here. That's how I thank your mother. Always reading. Be ashamed if somebody were to throw something.
You're watching the Disney Channel.
Whoop. Okay, hold on. I got it. Whoop. How's that? You're fired. Fair enough.
How is everything?
It's fun.
Can I get you something?
Over.
How about dessert?
We need more fun. Sure. How does $1 billion sound?
Also, just call me rice department.
What do you think? We're made of money? What a glorious day. Good morning, everyone. Time to go outside and be super productive. And it's nighttime. Good night, everyone. Get up, get up, get up, get up, Red! Puppy! Thanks, kid. Oh, nice.
Son, I just followed you on all your social media.
No! How about a classic Old Yeller? Yeah! Get off of my property!
He's so angry.
Today on Tasty Meals, I'm going to show you a delicious meal with just one simple ingredient. A phone. I'm going to have a medium sheet.
Hey, Lego!
There you go, sweetie.
I'm gonna build them this time, right?
What? Honey, when have I ever done
You're
that?
doing right now, Dad!
Forgive me! 4 eyes. There's laser eye surgery. Hey, dude. Dance. Disney Friends with friends. 2319! We have a 2319!
Get to working group. Oh, 3. Thomas, he's out. Gotta go.
I get it. Wish I could be part of your world.
I'm the crystal gem.
Hey guys. Gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
No!
Taco Bell?
Want to play Twister?
Sure, I've never played. Left foot red. Did I win?
Dad, is something burning?
Well, it could be my hot mixtape. And the kitchen's on fire. Aerodactyl, go! Scary. Hello. Yes, I'm gonna have an ice cream, but no sprinkles. For every sprinkle I find, I shall kill you. You know, you're as sweet as a pecan pie.
That is so nice of everybody.
Rude? No, shoot, that never works.
Yeah.
I have the time, sometime I'm gonna give up. I give up in 2 minutes. I know I should stop procrastinating and start working, but I'm kind of looking for a sign. Like this? No, from above. This? Oh, okay.
And you don't have to like sound of you two being together.
We will.
Can you go faster?
Nah, it's more fun this way.
Okay, bye.
It's been 5 minutes. It was then that he realized, while reading, his mind had been elsewhere, and he'd have to start the freaking page all over. I've never been the best at flirting. Try practicing in a mirror. I do, Jubal. I'm not interested. Get out. Get out!
Baby,
I love
shut
you.
up!
I'm not standing here. I have a mom. No, so when's the party? Party? Story time. Suddenly, the two felt the urge to get up and dance. And then the blind guy joined them.
Woo! Yeah!
What? Sorry, that's my ringtone. I was saying thank you for your gift of friendship.
You gotta finish your project.
Not today. Pull the lever, bro. John lever! Why do we even have that lever? You guys are pathetic.
You were too old for sandcastles?
No, you guys just aren't trying hard enough. And he's always complaining. Is that so? Oh, really? What? Walmart shenanigans. Hail from Narnia. Come with me. Monkey, go. Use one slap. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Parkour. Mrs. Sanders was afraid of frogs, even though there were no frogs there. Story time. He was a gracious soul, offering food to those in need. His kindness. Your son has some behavior issues. Oh, really? How so? As you see here. We got him. Let's go. Let's go. How about these attached? Right. Where's my gun? All right. Now where was I? Story time. No matter how fast he ran, he could not escape the demon. But he would not let his soul be taken today. I am Ant-Man. Let's do this. Oh, my leg.
Time to get up to you.
No.
Time for lunch.
No.
Time for bed. Thomas, what?
It's not slime. Eat mucus. Time to get up. Seriously, it's 6 a.m. I already turned that in. Seriously, it's due in 2 weeks. Ready for Christmas. Seriously, it's June. Hey, Lucius. Here she comes, the queen, able to kill men with a single stare.
Better watch out, man.
I know, I still haven't stopped procrastinating, but I'm still waiting on a sign. Like that one? No, from the heavens. That one? Oh, fine. The quest to find my true love. Failed. There was lots of girls with the shoe size. Like, you know what she looks like, right? Oh, shoot, bro, no.
Your never shows you flow so sloppy. Get some better rhymes to just say off me.
Done. Wait. I wish I could hang, guys, but I gotta go get the book. Aww. Okay, let's hang. Yeah! Hey, what's up? Nothing. My mom's just being dumb. What'd she do? She's just calling you lazy.
You are. I am not. And with the phone back, please.
Spiro, go! You sky attack. Magic card.
Let some sing.
Oh, that's out of the Golden Circle one. Remember?
Magic card, go! You
Sad when the one guy died. That's sad.
Story time. Of all the works of art in this room, she was the loveliest. Best part of traveling? No school.
Are you ready to travel?
Can I have a normal dream?
May I have a normal dream?
Big boy on, go! Use
missed. You two, I choose you. I'm allergic. Gotcha. I'm lifting off again. Alright, can I get a large pepperoni with extra cheese? No, cheese makes me gassy. Silence, peasant. Can you feel the love tonight? Really? Sorry. And? Colonel Mustard in the kitchen with a wrench. Dude, that was actual murder! Not helping! Okay, I'll just roll again. Stupid idiot! What? You're the sum to my rainy day.
Melatonin, not too much melatonin.
Almond latte.
Thank you.
There's a Starbucks right there! Time to pick up some sweet gals. Excuse me, miss. Would you care for some hanky-panky in the back of my Nissan Sentra? I'm gonna run you over. To the shoe store, because you deserve some sweet gifts.
What?
Ooh. Loser says what? What? Stupid. We're welcome to Waffle House.
Okay, you know what?
Markiplier! I'll call up to laugh. What?
Jojo wanted it. Is this it? Is this it, Jojo? Is this it? Yeah.
Lost, the broke, the defeated, song for the heartsick, for the standby,
Oh.
letting light in the shadow of goodbye. You remember
Oh.
got lost, can't be found, just remember that you're still alive. I'll carry you. Keep marching on. This is what's fighting for. You know we all got shadows.
It's off, yeah. Sorry, George, I won't be able to watch the video because I need to go in the shower.
Fighters, the only innocent righteous. We got a little room to grow. Better days are here.
Hi.
So much stronger. If you jump, kids, don't be scared to fall. We'll be kings and queens in this dream all for one month for all. You can light up the darkness, this fire in your heart burning brighter than ever before. I'll carry you.
Oi!
This is what's right for you. Know we all got battles going on. But just don't give up. You are.
What, you got guns? You got one instantly. Just take my machine guns. Drone! Okay.
So heartbeat, the feeling of last hit, you have to fly. So like the ground once it passed you by, man, you had it all. When you were just a kid, or you even know who you were back then. Take it from your life, maybe twice as strong. Would you sacrifice what you waiting on? Stop. Launch. On.
Yeah, just get some steel armor and you'll be full armor and a sword and a shield. You'll be good. See? They got armor. Good. You took my advice. Get some kind of armor. I don't care about you. I electrocute you. Yeah. Did that blind you? It's not armor. I don't care. It's armor. Blinding George, man. Tear it down. I bet George has already left. No, she hasn't. She's still watching. There you go. Are you happy? Leave it. Get me. The kill count on aliens.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Aliens, the 1986 sequel to Alien, written and directed by James Cameron. Aliens follows Ellen Ripley after
Spaceballs came out 1 year after this.
She ends up joining a marine mission to the same planetoid she found the original alien on, determined to destroy the species once and for all. Cameron wrote the sequel to focus quote, more on terror, less on horror. The change in tone is apparent. This is much more an action sci-fi film than the quiet, dreadful stalking of the original, serving as a sort of allegory for the Vietnam War, with technologically superior and competent Marines getting outmatched by what they see as an inferior enemy. Aliens is like the original, though, and that's a really freaking good movie. They got 7 Academy Award nominations, including one for Sigourney Weaver, which is a rarity for a genre film like this. And of course, it's got way more aliens, which means way more kills. So let's find out how many and get to them.
Get into the shower now!
The movie begins in bang. Ripley's still fast asleep when her shuttle gets picked up by another ship. A movie projector-looking robot comes in and finds her and Jonesy in the middle of a damn good cuddle session. Space cat. He's napping in space. Then Ripley moves to Mother Earth because close enough. And it turns out she's doing okay. She gets a visit from Jonesy and the suit Carter Burke, who says he works for Wayland Yutani, the shadowy company referenced in the original film.
Don't let that fool you. I'm really an okay guy.
Ripley is skeptical. He also drops the bombshell that she's been in stasis for 57 years, having shot past the 4 systems and only picked up by a deep salvage team by chance. Then she starts convulsing in a very John Hurdian manner and lifts up her shirt to find that she is with aliens, but not really, since it's just a dream. Well, more like a nightmare, since Jonesy was all pissed off at her in it. But don't worry, in the waking world, Jonesy loves her just as much as ever. Good kid. Good time to point out I'm once again working from the
Space
guy! Nothing about Ripley's dead daughter or the colony. They're going to be in here. During a meeting with company higher-ups, they play an in memoriam PowerPoint for the Nostromo crew and yell at Ripley for blowing up that expensive payload they've been touching. The ship logs show how it landed on LV-426. The name given to the planetoid was a wish.
You could have actually blinded me.
Never been reported before. When Ripley tells him to check
Okay,
it out for himself, he says there's no need because colonists have been careful.
Oh, God!
After some time, Ripley gets a visit. Burke gets his way back in by saying they've lost contact with the colonists on LV-426 and that they want Ripley to go with him, Lieutenant Gorman, and a group of Marines to see what's going on. She says no at first, but later on hits up Burke on Omegle to tell him she'll go, as long as the mission is to destroy the aliens.
That's the plan. You have our word on it.
Alright, she's in. She leaves Jonesy behind and blasts into space again.
No,
there's a whole list of future victims in hibernation.
No! Jonesy! Space cat!
The crew this time around is a lot bigger than an alien, but let's see the
What a bang boom!
He's got a voice that sounds like it's straight from an old LP. Fall in, people, come on. Corporal Hicks is the generic-looking dude who winds up being real important. Private Vasquez is this tough lady grunt, and she has a close relationship with fellow big gunner Drake, like the please slap me a little harder kind. The late Bill Paxton plays Hudson, an outspoken private whose big mouth gets into trouble when he asks technician Bishop to do an knife trick. As Drake holds Hudson in place, Bishop gets dancing. Bishop heads back over to the grown-ups table with Burke and Gorman, where Ripley learns that he's a synthetic, aka an android.
I prefer the term artificial person myself.
Okay, artificial person. Whatever the term is, Ripley and Abbott having formed a bit of a prejudice from that whole magazine to the mouth ordeal with Ash. During a mission briefing, newbie Lieutenant Gorman fails to obtain the respect from his grunt. Ripley warns them all about the xenomorph's efficiency. The Marines start loading up for the mission with this power loader suit that was done with all practical effects, so it looks freaking amazing. Things so fine, Ripley can't help but slide into it real nice and show off her skills operating it, which wins the respect of Apone and Hicks. They're going to be traveling down to the planet in an APC designed by Lucius Fox, so they load into it and Bishop drives it onto the shuttle piloted by Corporal Farrow and Private Spunkmeyer. The The shuttle drops from the ship and breaks through the newly formed atmosphere of LV-426 with a line from Pharaoh that was later used in Star Trek. I don't know what that means, but I played a lot of Star Trek. That was exciting to hear. During their descent, Gorman reveals that this is only his second actual mission, provoking more ire from his subordinates. Pharaoh drops the APC off and flies away, and the Marines unload to check out the colony, named Hadley's Hope, leaving the less combating flying crew to watch on monitor. Inside the colony, things look pretty rough, and although there are no life forms or movement getting picked up by their sensors, they do find evidence of nastiness in the form of a hole in the floor, which corroborates Ripley's tale of the alien. Gorman says the area is secure, and despite Ripley being like, nah, it ain't, they head inside anyway, finding evidence of a barrier and a last stand against whatever attack REK-2 wrecked this place. They do find a pretty big clue in the form of a bunch of face huggers and tubes, kept there for study by the colonists. 2 of them are still alive, giving us a good look at it. Oh shit, I ought to show this? It looks like a P coming out of a B. Yeah, let's just cover that up from now on. The motion trackers pick something up, and it turns out to be a feral-looking kid who Ripley follows into a hiding place that's so messy it might very well have a Dianova hanging out down there. The girl's name is Rebecca, but her friends call her Newt. Tell us about your family, Newt.
Yeah. Alright, can I go now?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry. They scan for data transmitters that all the colonists have implanted in them and locate them all in a single location on the 3rd subline. They get down there, and either the colonists have some weird interior decorators or they've got an alien problem. Ripley realizes that they're directly underneath the coolant system for the colony's fusion reactor, and that any breach would cause a nuclear meltdown. So A-Phone collects everyone's rounds, even though a few little troublemakers hold on to some contraband for themselves, just in case. They get to their target destination and find 2 bodies in Cocoon. They see these 2 clearly. Let's say it's 1 dude and 1 lady. So I'll go ahead and add them to the list. Just so you know, I won't be including the 150-odd colonists who must be killed off screen. Nor will I include dead aliens like these facehugger corpses or any of the multitudes of xenomorph warriors that get killed throughout this movie. I'm doing these things to have fun to make jokes, guys. Not stare at slow-motion footage and count exploding aliens. But don't worry, there are still plenty of kills to count, like this lady who wakes up and begs the Marines to kill her. They don't listen, and instead a chest burster fulfills her request, popping out through her torso for a great little cameo. This will be the only time we see a chest burster in this movie. They flame torch the hell out of that mess, kill the chest burster, so everything's good, right? Nah, dog, you got a real bad infestation of aliens that come out of the walls and abduct Private Dietrich, who winds up shooting off her flamethrower and catching Private Frost on fire, somewhat ironically. He falls over a ledge to his death many levels below. Looks like Frost got toasted. Dietrich is pulled up into the ceiling, and while they mention later that she's still showing signs of life on her measurement stuff, I'm going to put her on the kill count here since it's the last time we see her. Amidst all the chaos going on, a pack with live ammunition is caught in the fire. It explodes and sends Private Crow across the room, breaking his neck and killing him unceremoniously, but let's be real, we're just ending the herd right now. Same case with Private Wierzbowski, who's killed off screen as Hicks calls after him. Why'd they name that guy Wierzbowski if they knew Hicks was going to have to call out for him?
Wierzbowski! Wierzbowski!
Doesn't quite roll off the top. Foreman tries to take control over the Marines and stop their firing, but it doesn't do any good. Even A-Phone has a hard time getting them under control, especially after an alien descends and grabs him. His monitor goes out, and I'm chalking him up on the list. But again, like Dietrich, it sounds like the alien saved it for later, and he likely wound up getting chest bursts. Frustrated with Gorman's ineptitude, Ripley takes the wheel, because apparently she's Batmobile certified. She breaks the walls down, Chris Jericho style, so the grunts can all get rescued. But on their way out, Vasquez shoots a xenomorph that explodes and sprays Drake with his acid blood, melting his face and putting him down for the 8th kill of the movie. Sad day for Vasquez. I really like their macho relationship. That maybe was romantic, question mark? The remaining grunts get the heck out of there, and during Ripley's road rage, she ends up running over a xenomorph and crushing his head, which I only include here because it's dope as hell. Now that they're safe, Bill Paxton feels free to let loose with his character action.
Lord Jesus, this ain't happening, man. This can't be happening, man. This isn't happening.
Ripley says she wants to take off and nuke the planet.
It's the only way to be sure.
But Burke is an upstanding capitalist and doesn't want to destroy all the valuable equipment here. Ripley points out Corporal Hicks is now in charge since the higher-ranking officers are all alien food, and he's more than happy to go with Ripley's plan.
Only way to be sure.
They call Pharaoh and ask for an evac, so she and Spunkmeyer prepare to take off. He finds some goop on the ramp, and I ain't talking about beauty products like Gwyneth Paltrow. This is the last shot we see of Spunky, so I'll add him to the list right now, because in a second, Pharaoh's going to call for him on the radio and get no response. The Corporal does Pharaoh much better. It's on her way to the evac point, the xenomorph just waltzes into the room, and before she can grab a weapon to do anything about it, he kills her. And if it's one stereotype we all know is true, it's that xenomorphs are lousy pilots. As evidence when the shuttle crashes and burns, which pretty much takes away any hope of the survivors.
That's it, man. Game over, man.
Ripley and co. bunker down and take stock of their supplies, knowing it's going to take 17 days for another evac to come for them. They find a way to secure their location by welding certain doors shut, and Hicks is so impressed by Ripley's badassery, he gives her a friendship bracelet, which acts as a locator. But later on, when Ripley's put Duke to bed, he re-gives the bracelet to her. Rude. Ripley logics out that the aliens would need a facehugger for each colonist, and
that each facehugger comes from an egg.
So who's laying these eggs?
When she tells Bishop to destroy the remaining facehuggers, he tells her Burke explicitly ordered him not to so they could bring them home for profit. Also, Ripley finds out that Burke was the one who sent the colonists out to the Wishbone ship in the first place, single-handedly kicking off the destruction of Hadley's Hope. Bishop points out some emergency benching that means the fusion cooling system was damaged by the ship's crash, so in 4 hours there's going to be a nuke going off in their lab. There is another shuttle on board their spaceship, but the only working equipment to send a signal up there is far away on the other side of the colony. So Bishop takes the opportunity to prove how not ass he is by volunteering to crawl his ass down this pipeline like his android Dufresne. When he emerges out the other side, he plugs into a satellite dish to call up to the ship in orbit and remote pilot the other shuttle out of its bed. After she has a romantic gun training session with Higgs, Ripley checks in on Newt and has a slumber party with her under the bed. She wakes up later to see a mess on the ground, meaning someone's been creeping in the bed. Next thing you know, a facehugger attacks her, and although she puts it to bed for a moment, she's unable to get out since the doors to her room appear to be locked, and the windows are pretty chair-proof. Her attempts at signaling the others through the Newt monitor in the room are ignored and turned off by one Carter J. Burke, who at this point has completed a full heel turn. Ripley smartly gets everyone's attention by triggering the fire alarms, but the facehugger's still trying to get that thrusty. Probably would have gotten it if not for Higgs busting through the window and, along with the other Marines, saving her. Ripley figures out that Burke set the facehuggers loose on her and Newt to impregnate them and get alien embryos back home to make them dolls. They're all ready to execute him when the lights go out, which is our cue for the last big act of the game. Ripley realizes the aliens have taken a higher path. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. The aliens drop down and there's a huge firefight, which of course Burke runs from, locking the door behind him to block out the other. Hudson takes down a whole bunch of aliens before one pops up from the floor and drags him down, pulling him away completely to kill him off screen and render the Marines at least 50% quiet. Game over, man. While he's doing his coward's retreat, Burke opens another door to find a badass Xenomamma Jamma and bares his teeth and eats him off screen. Pretty disappointing. I think everyone wanted to watch this guy suffer. Newt has the Marines go through the air ducts to escape, but the Xenomorphs follow, and even though Vasquez is able to take a punch down with her badassery and firepower, an acid blast critically slows her down. Gorman goes back to save her, but when he runs out of ammo, there's only one thing left to do. The two Marines bond over a game of upper hand on Gorman's grenade and set off an explosion that instantly kills the two of them together, as well as a couple of Xenomorphs. The blast knocks Newt down this windmill thing, and she winds up sliding down a little Newt chute far from safe hand. Higgs is like, the thing you re-gifted my friendship bracelet, now they can use it to locate it. They find her under a floor grate, but before they can saw through it to rescue her from what surely must be some nasty sticky water, an alien rises up from it and abducts Newt, leaving nothing behind but the head of her little doll. No! Jeez, Ripley, it's just a doll. Calm down. On their way out, Higgs shoots one more alien in the face and suffers from the resulting acid blast. This pretty much decommissions the guy for the rest of the movie, which is a bit of a bummer, but what are you going to do with a chest full of acid? Bishop lands the new shuttle, and the three of them get aboard, then Ripley makes the android pilot it back into the colony so she can arm herself up with a duct-tape super weapon and go save Newt. She takes an elevator down to sub-level 2, and I just want to point out that the lift automatically goes back up behind it. It'll help things make sense later. She eventually finds the friendship bracelet, sans one Newt, and thinks the worst has happened. But Newt's just chilling in a resin hammock. No worries, she's also getting a graphic sex ed experience when she watches an egg hatch and sees the nasty little face up start climbing out. She screams, which Ripley hears, and follows to her cocoon, tearing away the webbing and saving that little girl from the horrors of an alien education. On their way out, they find themselves smack dab in the middle of an alien's maternity ward. There's a bunch of eggs all around them, apparently each one deposited by this nasty-looking egg sac thing, and at the end of that egg sac, Big Mama Xenomorph, Queen Bitch herself. The sight of her puts Ripley's heart in the basement. Her weekend's at an all-time low. Warrior Xenomorphs start approaching, so Ripley shows the Queen what her flamethrower can do and points it threateningly at her egg. The Queen understands and somehow signals to the other aliens to back the fuck off. Ripley starts to retreat, but when she sees another egg hatch, she says fuck it and starts torching everything in sight, which really upsets the Queen. So much so that after Ripley and Newt escape the hive room, the Queen just detaches herself from her birthing tube to give chase. Ripley makes it back to the elevators and calls both of them down. The Queen comes around the corner and watches as Ripley makes her escape on the first elevator. When the second elevator comes down and opens its door, Queen's all, don't mind if I do. Ripley gets up to the platform only to find that Bishop and the shuttle are gone. The place starts falling apart and the second elevator starts automatically returning to the platform, just like earlier. Package here for Ripley. Someone order an alien queen? Before Ripley can sign for it, Bishop returns to the shuttle and extends a staircase that Newt and Ripley climb up. The ship gets knocked around a bit, and we see one of the 3 landing gears fold up. We don't see the other 2. Bishop pilots the shuttle away right as the nuclear blast goes off, ending Harper's hope once and for all, and giving the survivors the mistaken belief that their ordeal is over. Mistaken because, of course, Big Mama stowed away on that landing gear, as they learn when Bishop gets impaled through the back and spews out milk all over everyone. Nasty. The alien queen lifts him up and then tears him straight in half, sending his torso sliding across the floor. This would definitely be the golden chainsaw if it actually killed him, but it didn't. Sorry, Queen, chainsaws are close. Newt hides under a floor panel as Ripley gets behind a big door, and when the Queen starts tearing off the floor grates to get at Newt, Ripley returns with a power loader mech suit and the most memorable line of the movie.
Get away from her, you bitch!
They have a pretty kick-ass fight that involves a lot of mechanized grappling and royal tail whipping. Queen Alien almost gets Ripley with her second mouth, but eventually Ripley is able to open the pod bay doors now and drop the Queen right down into it. Too bad the AQ latches onto her and drags her down too. Ripley starts escaping and opens the door into space, which creates a vacuum that starts sucking everything out. Newt, Kappa Bishop, the mech suit, everything must go! The alien queen tries to grab onto Ripley's kicks, but Ripley was done with that pair anyway. Off comes the shoe, and out goes the alien queen, getting sucked into outer space, just like the alien drone did in the original. Bishop saves Newt from a similar fate, and Ripley closes the pod bay doors now, so the three of them can lie there in victory. Bishop is bagged like dry cleaning, and he and Hicks are put under in the stasis vest. After one last sweet little goodnight, Ripley and Newt join them as well. Let's not sleep on this kill count, though. This sequel more than doubled the kills of the original. How many exactly? Let's find out and get to the numbers. By my count, 15 humans died in Alien. 10 of them were male and 5 were female, meaning there was a 2-to-1 ratio of dudes to ladies dying. With the theatrical cut's runtime of 137 minutes, that comes out to a kill on average every 9.13 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to the lady colonist they found still alive. Most of these kills are quick and dark or off screen, so I'm gonna just fall back on the old chest bursting classic. Dull Machete goes to Burke, hands down. All I wanted was to see this guy have a gnarly death, and goddamn it. And that's it. Released in 1986, 7 years after the original, Aliens is sometimes considered.
You know that channel that I recommended to you? It uploaded a Fortnite video. Which one? Type it!
Next week. But until then, I'm James H. East. This has been the Kill Count. Hey guys, thanks a lot for watching my Kill Count for Alien. If you missed my episode on the original film, make sure you click the thing down there to go watch it. I want to thank some of my patrons like Tim Ollie, Eric Slattery, and Lester Garcia. You guys can join the Patreon family too.
Dead meat!
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm
This is
James H.
Alien
East,
is a
today we're looking
freaking
at Alien.
classic!
1979, and potentially the most influential film I'll ever talk about on the Kill Count. I mean, this shit's preserved in the Library of Congress. Despite its obvious science fiction setting and subject matter, Alien is just as much a horror film as it is sci-fi, using the classic structure of a murderer stalking down a group of people until there's only one survivor left. Just in this case, the murderer is an extraterrestrial, and the group of victims is the crew of a spaceship. Alien launched the careers of many involved into full-blown stardom, including director Ridley Scott and star Sigourney Weaver, who plays the iconic character Ellen Ripley. Weaver would reprise the role in all 3 of the original Alien sequels, which I'll be covering over the course of this month. The sequels quickly become more action than horror, and eventually get pretty freaking ridiculous. But all of them and everything else in this universe, the comics, the games, the novels, can be traced back to this film, the original characters that got murdered so memorably. So let's pay some respect and get to the kills.
Face hugger.
The movie begins in the year 2122. The spaceship, the
21,
giant hull is headed back home towards Earth. Everything aboard the ship is quiet as a space mouse. The crew is fast asleep in the hibernation bed. That is, until the ship receives a message and tells its crew to rise and shine. This zombie-looking fella is Kane, and he's doing a perfect imitation of what I look like every morning when I wake up for work. In fact, since we've only got a 7-person crew here, let's meet them all real quick. Like I said, the early bird of the group is Kane. The second in command, played by the late John Hurt. Fellow Brit Ian Hope of Baghdad plays Science Officer Ash. There are 2 technicians, Chief Engineer Parker, played by Mr. Big himself, Yaphet Kotto, while the late Harry Dean Stanton plays Brett, whose thing is always saying right. Right, Brett?
Right.
The navigator is Lambert, played by Veronica Cartwright, in a role that won her a Saturn, and the captain of this hunk of junk is Dallas, played by Tom Skerritt-Beard. And of course, there's Ripley herself, who's the third in command. After a wake-up meal, Dallas goes to his little bright light cubbyhole and talks to the ship's AI, named Mother, where he learns that their alarm went off way too early and that they're nowhere near Earth. Whoa,
I'm halfway there.
whoa, they're living on a prayer, all because Mother intercepted a beacon signal, although it's unclear who it's from or what it means. Despite some resistance from the technicians, Ash says the crew is contractually obligated to the company to go check it out. They detach from their payload and land the Nostromo on the planet that the signal is coming from. But the landing rocks the boat baby, and while it doesn't tip the boat over, it does damage it pretty bad. The tech crew tells the others it's going to take a while to fix this.
It's 17 hours, fella. At least 25 hours.
Well, that's going on. Might as well go check out that signal, right?
Great.
So Dallas, Kane, and Lambert suit up and venture out to the inhospitable surface of this rock as Ash and his spear fingers guide them from the bridge. They discover a crashed ship that kind of looks like a wishbone, like the bone, not the delightful stories of the dog. And determined to get some sweet, sweet marrow, they head inside and find a truly awesome image. This oversized alien dubbed the Space Jockey by fans, looking like he's trying to find a new planet or something. It appears as though he's been dead for a while, like possibly millennia, and that the cause of death was an acute case of hole in the chest.
Roger that, Albert. I
he exploded from inside.
While Lambert and Dallas play corner, Kane finds a big old hole in the ground. He repels down it and into a gigantic freaking chamber that's got some crazy blue stuff squiggling all over some egg.
There's a layer of mist just covering the egg.
Something in the mist! And that something is Kane. Clumsy ass fell inside, right next to a whole bunch of them eggs. While he's checking them out, one of them blossoms like a beautiful butterfly. And as Kane peers inside, he gets a face full of aliens when the newborn creature jumps out and gets pregnant. Meanwhile, back on the Nostromo, Ripley decodes some of the transmission and discovers that it's not an SOS signal.
It looks like a warning.
Ash prevents her from going out and warning the others, saying it'll take too long, and he's not wrong since they're back pretty soon thereafter. Dallas and Lambert tell Ripley to let them in, but when they mention the organism stuck in face with Kane, she brings up a good point.
Who let it in? The ship could be infected. You know the quarantine procedure.
Dallas tries to order her to open the doors, but she stands her ground like a total boss until she's undercut by Ash, who opens the hatch for them on his own. They saw Kane's helmet in half, but when they remove the pieces, the facehugger alien just tightens its grip. Same thing happens when they try to pry off those nasty-looking crab things. It just hugs Kane harder to show how much he loves it. A scan shows the alien is keeping Kane alive by feeding him oxygen, and although Ash kind of wants to just let the thing be, Dallas insists on taking a laser to it so they can free Kane's face. But that just results in some nasty yellow blood that appears to be acidic.
That's gonna eat through the hole.
That thing's gonna eat through the goddamn hall. Come on.
They chase it down layer by layer and find that it's thankfully stopped short of giving the Nostromo a free new portal. Dallas tries to send out with some classical music, but he's called to the med bay because Kane's face is looking awfully bald all of a sudden. Y'all gonna go leave him lots of comments too? After a brief search, the alien falls from the ceiling on Ripley, but it appears to be dead, with nothing left to offer but some post-mortem reflexes. Ripley wants to jettison the corpse, but Ash insists they hold on to it for science. Ripley tries to get Dallas to agree with her, but he says Ash is a company man, and they've got to follow the company plan.
Yeah.
What the hell they tell you to do? He also mentions Ash was the last minute replacement of Dallas' science officer. With the ship repaired, they take off from the planetoid and connect back to the moneymaker so they can take it back to Earth. Kane appears to be doing much better, despite a little bit of memory loss, so everything's great. Have a round of smiles on the house. It'll be the last time you're able to. But while eating a pre-satisfying meal, Kane starts coughing, and it's not because of Dallas' cooking. Nope, he's just rearing up for one of the most memorable scenes in film history. A phallic-looking alien bursts from his chest, getting blood all over everyone else, and giving us our first kill of the movie nearly a full hour in. And just like that, this movie became classic. This thing is obviously one nasty bitch, but when Parker goes to kill it, Ash freaks out when someone stole his ring. Chesty the chest burster makes a getaway, leaving the crew to say a soft goodbye to their fallen crewmate by giving him a burial in space. They then arm themselves up with cattle prods and nets and this nozzle thing that makes it look like they're about to blow up an air mattress for the alien to crash on. The nozzle box is supposed to help them locate the alien, but when it starts going off, the only thing Ripley and the text manage to find is Jonesy the cat. Space cat. He's now in space. Parker tells Brett to go get the cat so they won't pick it up on the tracker again, and wandering off by yourself right now sure seems like a great idea, right? Right. So Brett leaves them and begins another memorable sequence. During his search, he finds some nasty skin on the ground and some water dripping from a room that they probably wound up reusing for Hellraiser bloodlust. I had to look up where the water was coming from because I was so grossed out by the way Brett friggin' baptizes himself in it. But I guess it's just condensation for cooling towers. Still feels nasty. When Brett finally finds Jonesy hiding by a wall, the full-grown alien drops behind him and lifts up his big old dome head. Brett turns around to become our second kill of the film, getting impaled by the alien's second set of teeth and shoot out of his mouth like a powerful little fist. Jonesy watches it all go down with the trademark impassivity of a cat. The rest of the crew figures out that the alien is using the air ducts to move around, so Dallas volunteers to chase him out into an airlock so they can blast him into space. As they monitor his progress on an Atari screen, they also pick up a signal on the alien.
It's moving right towards you.
Lambert tells Dallas to move, but he heads the wrong way, straight to the arms of an alien. Now's a good time to mention that I'm working for the theatrical release, so don't expect to see Cocoon Dallas later. Lambert wants to take the shuttle and escape the ship, but Ripley says it won't support the 4 remaining survivors, so they're going to stick to Dallas' plan. And since she's now in command, they've got to do what she said. Her promotion also wins her access to the VIP bright light room, where she has a mother-daughter talk and finds out that the ship was rerouted specifically to pick the alien up and bring it back to the company for science. Crew is vengeful. When Ash Peekaboo's behind her, she will manhandles him so roughly he starts bleeding out milk. What? Then he attacks Ripley, tearing her hair out and just throwing her around, which should tell us something's up, since she's got at least 6 inches on easy. He takes a rolled-up magazine and tries to kill her with it like he's the world's worst dog owner, but Parker shows up to get him off of her. Ash gives him a titty twister, so Parker pays him back by hitting him with a pipe, which causes the science officer to start whirling like a dervish and spitting up milk like a drunk newborn. Parker hits him once more and decapitates him, revealing that Ash is no man.
It's a robot. Ash is a goddamn robot.
They hotwire his head so they can be like, what the fuck, man? And he just tells them they're straight up bone because that alien is a perfect organism.
but admire its purity.
Alright, you sounded a little master race there. How about we just shut it down? Make sure he's permanently decommissioned. Parker torches his robot corpse with a flamethrower. And I'll add Ash to the list because he was practically a person. Just, with milk, blood, and a head you could hotwire. With one less body to support, they decided to go with Lambert's plan to evacuate on the shuttle. Only after setting the Nostromo to self-destruct. Ripley preps the shuttle, which includes tracking down Jonesy and putting him in his little space carrier. And Lambert and Parker go get coolant dental teeth for the shuttle's life support. But the alien strongly opposes plan. He shows up and freaks Lambert out so much he's unable to move or do anything. Parker charges in to save her, but the alien knocks him down and bares its teeth. Parker is killed like Fred, the alien's second mouth. The alien then turns towards Lambert and very suggestively extends his tail and wraps it around her leg. This is the last shot we see of Lambert, who we hear screaming through the ship as Ripley runs to save her. When she gets there, she only finds a dangling leg. This death may seem a little jarring because it was actually put together during editing after they ran out of time to shoot the original idea for her death. Ripley presses onwards with the plan to dupe the Nostromo, activating the self-destruct sequence that'll only give her 10 minutes to get back to the shuttle and abandon the ship. Sucks for her then when there's a freaking alien in her way. Don't blame him, he's just jonesing for another kill. Ripley's determined not to give it to him, running back through the Nostromo to try to control Z and that whole self-destruct idea. But she's too late and Mother says no take back. It's like she caught Ripley smoking a cigarette, and now she's going to smoke the whole ship. With no other option available, Ripley makes her way back to the shuttle, which turns out to be easier than expected because that alien's nowhere to be found. She takes off in the shuttle, watching in her rear view mirror, and the Nostromo and its payload have a supernova-like explosion that winds up giving us a little Stargate. Yep, things seem to be looking up for old Ellen Ripley, and Jonesy too, who gets settled into a pod for a little cat nap. And then the alien shows its hand and reveals he's a goddamn stowaway on the shuttle. Looks like he's nestled up real cozy in there, climbing over everything as he pleases. As the alien shows off his talents for Ripley, she gears up in a spacesuit and grabs a harpoon gun. Then she flushes the alien out of his special place, getting him nice and free, then opens the shuttle and blasts the alien into space. She tries to hang in there, baby, but she shoots him with her harpoon, hitting him in the gut, finally getting that alien out of there. Had the gun get stuck in the door, leaving this buggy bastard tethered to the shuttle. Ripley watches as he tries to get back in by way of thruster, but she punches it and burns him away, incinerating him in the engine blast and ending her nightmare once and for all. I've decided not to include the alien on the count because I've seen the sequels and I don't want to count all the xenomorphs that die in them. Assuming Ripley ends her adventure with a captain's log supplemental saying that everyone else on board is dead.
This is Ripley, last survivor of the Nostromo, signing off.
She finishes and goes to sleep for one well-deserved rest in stasis. Someone better have a cup of coffee. She wakes up. Hope she's able to sleep all right after seeing all her friends die like that. And how they exactly were killed? Let's find out and get to the numbers. 5 people and an android died in Alien, tying child's play.
Look at that.
Victims forward, men, one was a human woman, and Ash.
That's actually like android thing. That's funny.
Whatever. At a runtime of 117 minutes, that comes out to a kill on average every 19.5 minutes. I believe our score is good yet. Kill has to go to Pink. I knew it, you knew it, we all knew it. Yeah, Ash's death is dope as hell too. Just in terms of legendary scenes, there's nothing in this series that'll compare to this kill. Dalmache for latest kill will go to Dallas. He gets killed off screen in what is possibly just
something else on.
And that's it. Alien was released in 1979, and I can't really say much more about the impact, so I won't.
Georgia, what do you want on? Tell me now. Oh, she's not watching.
The kill count. Hey, thanks a lot for watching my kill count for Alien. I want to thank some of my patrons.
Yeah.